How to find your passion. Everything in life is in exchange of time and effort. You don't do, you don't get. The simplest example is that we exchange 8 hours of our day, 5 days a week, in exchange of the salary that most of us get monthly. When we do, we get something in return. How to find your passion? The simple answer is you put in the time, you put in the effort, you do research, you stay curious, you study in one subject that you have interested about, and you made a conscious decision that you are not going out this weekend and the next weekend. After your busy working week, you decided to spend some time alone in order to dive in to the things that actually give you some fulfillment spiritually, mentally. I think a passion is something that's more of a quest or search for your spiritual needs, in a sense. Because when you actually decided that you just want to feel relaxed, you want to feel easy after a busy week, you just wanted to hang out with friends, chatting up about what happened this week, that's something very easy to do because there's no pressure. You just hang out with friends, exchange your life stories, and you do learn things from that exchange. But most of the time in reality, in life, oftentimes what you can accomplish, mostly you have to do it alone. You have to put certain kind of focus, and you have to spend a lot of time alone to study on a certain craft or skills. And it's only through time that you can get better. It's not just a one weekend effort or a 1 month effort. It usually takes up a few months or years for you to actually be good at something. That's just like nurturing a friendship. So whenever and wherever you decided that you wanted to spend your time on, the results will be exactly what you get. I think there's no big surprise about it. And there's absolutely nothing wrong if you feel like you wanted to hang out with your friends sometimes. After a long weekend, there's something you just want to get out of your chest. You need a human connection. In that way, you can feel some negative energy can be released. You can feel a sense of relief. I think you can find a good balance in between hangouts and actually spend some time alone to learn something new. Maybe you can structure that to be maybe there's 4 weekends, maybe one of the weekend you can choose to hang out with your friends, and other 3 of that month, the weekends, maybe it's a good thing for you to choose to spend some time alone, to study on some new habits or skills or the career path that you could see a positive change in your life for your future. I think that would be a good balance. But I think human nature, human beings, I think as human beings, it is only natural that we try to find a fair balance for our day-to-day life. It's not realistic for you to push yourself to an extreme when you just cannot be consistent with that new habits or process that you need to go through to get through a new adventure for your life. So I think it would be very fair to say that we need to find an honest, balanced structure for us to follow through. Don't set unrealistic goals for yourself to push yourself just like from you just wanted to relax after work, then to an extreme that you just want to go completely in to learning something new on your free time. It will be much, much harder to push through. I think taking little steps 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time, then slowly you build a new momentum that you can feel happy and confident about. That could be a very useful tip to get started. I think everything always just come back to facing yourself with the level of honesty that you actually need to assess what is the most realistic way for you to continue on this journey to explore your purpose and your passion. And second things to talk about is consuming and creating. I think there's time to take something new in, and there's time to breathe something out. When you are curious and wanted to learn something new in your life, you will spend some time to observe, to listen, to be quiet, to take in the new informations and knowledge that you know nothing about. Those were the time you spend on consuming. But after a while, if you're like me who constantly in search of something new on YouTube, you will come to understand that there comes a limit when you mentally, you realize that that's the cap of that certain kind of areas of the knowledge and information that you need. When enough is enough, you get that feeling. When you see several channels that talk about the same things, and you already know that. As you take notes, you realize that you have the knowledge now. So what to do next? What is creating? What is consuming? It's just like when you're having a conversation with your good friends. There are times when they are talking, you're listening. But when they stop talking, that's when you give them some feedback. That's what makes a conversation going. That's what makes a friendship that's when a friendship being nurtured and growing into something much deeper and stronger. So after time of the consuming and learning, there will come a time when we need to create new actions in order to make realistic changes in our day-to-day life. If we only just consume without forming new habits and actions to transfer that new information and knowledge, that kind of behavior, mostly we're just mirroring the habits that we have on entertainments, right? We just watch a singer perform, we watch a movie, and we feel something, and then we get on with our life. Nothing actually will be changed in reality if we don't create new daily habits. Creating new actions to diminish the negative feelings have been a big lesson for me the past few months, because I think I've come to understand that a lot of negative feelings and overthinking, they can just be overcoming by just putting the time to do something that you curious about. Because when you are putting yourself into doing something, you don't have the time to overthink or worry because you're in a process of learning how to do it and you're actually doing it. And why do it and you're learning? So when you do, you get. The rewards in actions are not instant success, but is a start to a new discovery adventure that you're excited to see what the end of the tunnel will be look like or feel like. And that whole process, oftentimes I think, has its own values already without the results. Oftentimes the process trumps the whole results. Because I think in a lifetime, what we actually need is a lot of adventures and to uncover the new possibility for ourselves. So once we start taking new actions in our day-to-day life, things will begin to change. Our confidence level, our curiosity, the excitement of the unknown in the future, that brings the healthy dopamine hits that we as human beings need, because we have something to look forward to. We have something to feel hopeful for. We have something that can excite us. And I think that is something that everybody needs. Just something to look forward to every single day. So it would be very fair to say the action that we take every single day is the ultimate answer to everything. Thinking is an activity of the mind, but in a human society, we need to transform that into action. So in the physical world, that's how we make our dreams come true. It makes me think of the relationship between friends again. You know, it's listening, nurturing, spending time together. This is like falling in love. So I think to find your purpose and passion, as long as you take action and you put in the time and effort into it, it's going to be a love story. But whether you're going to break up or not with this relationship is totally up to you. Not every relationship is going to last. Let's just be honest here. Not every friendship is going to last. The good friends stays, the bad friends goes. So regardless of the results of your relationship with discovery of your purpose and your passions, if this is not it, hang up and get up to the next one. I think oftentimes that's what life is all about. You take on a brand new adventure. You don't know where this train of your dreams are going. And along the way, you'll decide if you want to continue on this train or you want to get off. I know for a fact from experience, it is through a lot of trying, learning, failing, but still being curious and wanting to know the answer, not giving up, keep putting the time, that eventually get me to a place where now I can know how to write a song, record a song, produce a song, master a song. That took a couple of years. I wasn't very goal-oriented about it. It was my passion. I love music since I was little. But the only thing that pushed me forward is that I really wanted to learn. I don't have a goal or purpose in my mind. I just know that's a perfect emotional mental outlet for me to communicate my life through the form of music. So I think you not only need to take actions on the search of your purpose and passion, but you also need to be consistent through years, at least, for you to be actually good at something. So there's always been said that if you wanted to choose something that you wanted to put in the time and effort to learn about, it better be something that you really, really love. So when facing failures and obstacles, you wouldn't give up so easily. Consistency, I think, through time is the only way that you can get good at anything. So I think a good start to choose to pick a request of you to in search for your purpose and passion. One important thing to put in mind is that find something that you have deep interest and curiosity about, so that on the adventure, during the journey, when you run into obstacles, that you will not give up so easily. It will increase the possibility of you to level up in that area. I think that's one very important thing to keep in mind. And like I said in the beginning, I think oftentimes most things in life is about exchange of time and effort. If you're willing to put in the time and effort into anything that you love and passionate about, I know from experience that eventually you are going to get good at something. You are going to get good at something eventually, as long as you have faith, you believe in yourself, and you don't give up. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. And one very interesting perspective that I've always been thinking about is that life could be ending at any day, any time, for anyone. So regardless of the results of anything and everything, I think the journey, the adventure that we take on ultimately is the meaning of the whole thing. Because as no one can foresee tomorrow or the next hours, what we can really control is what we do right now. And we immerse ourselves into the moment. And that is just what life is all about. If we put in the factor that the unpredictable nature of life, I think a lot of times winning and losing should be taken out of our human experience, if that can make things a little bit easier. Just like I said this week about how life is a game and we are the gamer, I wish we can all take in life less seriously than it actually is. Life is a game and we are the gamer. Life is this game that we play to take on an adventure and to experience the wonderful things in life. And in the end of this experience, who knows what we can take away. But what matters is that during this journey, we have fun and we did everything we can during our lifetime. And that's just more than enough. And by the way, it will be quite impossible for you to suck at something if you put in the time and effort, years and years on end, and you get absolutely nothing good at it. It is just not possible. So whatever you feel passionate about in your life right now, just get started. Have fun, enjoy the ride, and in the end, from my experience, I promise you, you will definitely get good at something. Just get started and have fun with life.